So may I request Dr. Avinash Dhakne, sir, IAS, Honorable Member Secretary, Maharashtra Pollution Control Board, Honorable Member Secretary, sir, to kindly deliver your keynote remarks.
Yes, good morning to everyone. Thanks for giving this opportunity. Uh, Basically, what it is said is one Japanese city people, they came to me and they just told me this thing, and which we all know, that waste when segregated there is a value, and when it is mixed there is a cost. We all know it. And basic problem with our system is about segregation of the waste. Particularly, we dump everything, as Mr. Mishra has already told about it. That whatever is the waste, we just put it in. Nowadays, I stay in Mumbai for a long time. So here, wet waste and dry waste is segregated. Waste is segregated, but in dry waste, you put whatever is there. Means it is, be it wire, be it is glass, be it batteries, whatever. So that segregation system itself needs some kind of improvement, and role of local bodies, basically urban local bodies. In our rural areas, this problem is not much, because our rural people, because of their sanskars, their respect for the nature and all that, they try to use and reuse the resources, because that is inbuilt in their mind. But for the city people, it's a big problem. And also quantum. Maharashtra, as you all are aware, that most industrialized and urbanized state. So Maharashtra has major problems. We have got 421 urban local bodies and 7 cantonment boards. Also 27 municipal corporations. Huge urban areas in Maharashtra. Anyway, when it comes to circularity, basically there was a conference held under the chairmanship of Honorable Prime Minister with the Chief Secretaries of the states in December. That time, our Secretary, Government of Maharashtra, presented certain points before Honorable Prime Minister. We just try to dwell upon this thing, that only ban is not successful. There are a number of theories and stories all across the world, that if you put a ban, then that cannot be a successful model. Just putting a ban on single-use plastic has not helped us. Last so many years we have seen, means Maharashtra was the first state to come up with the single-use plastic ban in 2018, and Government of India came out with this regulation in 2021. However, with very minimum results. Of course, with EPR and all that, and with improvement in collection system, all that, something had changed. But basically, in all those this kind of waste, there is a problem with segregation, then collection and transport, because that is not economical. Of late, these PET bottles have gained some momentum, because you hardly see any PET bottles around, because these rack pickers, they collect it and they get good value. That is why that is being recycled. There is a very classical example which I would like to tell you here, that we all purchase by this newspapers every morning. Newspaper wala keep these newspapers at our doorstep, and those newspapers we sell it to those waste handlers, because there is a value. That is why we keep it in proper form in our house for a month or 2 months, and then whenever that Raddewala comes, then we sell it to him and we get some money out of it. So whenever there is a value to any waste, then people basically change their attitude. This problem, particularly what we see about Delhi air pollution, because it is because of stubble burning. But if you collect stubble, you transport it properly, and you can certainly get sewage out of it. We all know about it. However, that cost benefit analysis has to be done. How farmers can be, because with a single matchstick, he can just destroy whole of the field. But when it needs to be collected, then there would be a problem. In such circumstances, then there is a role of government, that some incentive has to be given for collection and transport. Then only it will be possible that this Delhi air pollution will also reduce, and farmers will also get something out of it. These kind of things have to be discussed in such kind of conferences, that we should come out with solutions. Because in Maharashtra, we presented before Honorable Prime Minister two successful models about this circularity. One is in Jalna, where you got at least 50, 60 big units of this steel units. They use almost 20% of the waste. Many times they import it from outside countries, particularly Europe and China, and they make the steel. Steel is of a good quality. It is not of a bad quality. Maybe branding can be an issue. And another example is in Jalgaon, where there are around 250 units who makes this chatai. Chatai जो आपको पता होगा, वो actually I was DM Jalgaon some 5 years before. तो वहाँ पे जो भी waste आता है, not just from Maharashtra, because they don't get good plastic waste from Maharashtra, they get it from UP and even Bengal and all that. So problem is not with processing, problem is with collection and transport. There we need to focus more. Same thing is with e-waste. There are some, I mean, there is one company called Ecorico. What I mean, I just saw it on net and then I called that fellow. How are you, I mean, functioning? What are your operations? Whether it is successful, whether it is profitable or not. So on call, he collects e-waste. In spite of that, not getting proper e-waste. There are around 43 e-waste recyclers in Maharashtra. However, they are struggling with getting e-waste. But e-waste is going to be a big problem in future. Same as the case with batteries. I mean, we use so much of batteries, and with electric vehicles coming in, with the solar panels, it could be a problem in future. So we need to think about the recycling of all that properly, so that it doesn't harm the environment. About this hazardous waste and about this RDF, as I mean, Mr. Mishra has already said about it, that Dalmia cement is same is the case with Maharashtra. Hazardous waste we used to incinerate in common facilities, but now with pre-processing and co-processing, you can get value out of it, and unnecessary what electricity we were using, that is saved. So these kind of things, with proper implementation of the laws and having proper system. So I have developed one online portal for the hazardous waste now, so which will be live in another 18 days time. So these kind of things are really important, that governments and the PCBs and all those who are policymakers should focus on developing solutions. Problems everybody knows, and solutions, every time it is not possible that only government can do it. We need to have proper interaction with all the stakeholders, so that whatever the process thing go to the proper industry and it is used. The same case was with the fly ash. The fly ash used to be a problem. I worked in power generation company long back, almost 15 years before. And fly ash used to be a problem, but now, I mean, there is a lot of pressures on getting fly ash because of brick manufacturing, all that. I mean, you must have heard what is going on in our state, that, I mean, because of fly ash, so many big people come in play, and it is one of the very good resource for brick making and all that. So whenever we create a value for the waste, then this problem will be solved. It is unnecessary that we just all time think of regulations and danda wala thing. So that is not going to work, because psychology, your attitude, behavioral changes, that has to be changed. It is not just by only publicity and mass awareness, these things will be changed. So basically getting everybody along, including the common man, citizens, even your supply workers and all that, municipality people, because even for urban local bodies, this solid waste management and all that is almost not secondary but tertiary kind of a work. What is more important in municipalities is, I mean, street lights, roads, gardens, that the kind of things which are seen easily, and our people also, that is a psychology, that whenever that is there, then people feel good about it. I mean, I was a municipal commissioner sometime back in Solapur, we surveyed for this smart city mission. We surveyed whole of the population and asked the people what are the priorities, what is expectation from the corporation. Then I thought that it should be a cleanliness, but cleanliness was at number 4. So, so, so all these kind of things, our population has to be, educated properly. But just by this kind of publicity in newspapers and putting up boards and sending flyers and all that, that is not going to help. That needs a basically change in mindset, and which is inbuilt on in our culture. However, that is still there, as I told, that it is still there in our rural population. Their consumption is also low, and they know how to reuse and recycle, that kind of thing. But when people come to city, basically because of lot of work pressures and all that, they don't get time. So whenever you don't have time, then you just throw it away and just forget it. You're not bothered. Let municipality do their work. So that kind of things are there. So. And another thing which I would like to tell you is, in Maharashtra, what I thought that we'll compile the directory, we'll make a directory of all the recyclers, reprocessors, whoever are there working in this field, so that there could be some kind of synergy and could be less transportation. Because what I saw, and somebody near Mumbai was importing something from Gujarat, but people just next door was sending it to the same kind of a product, or sending it for incineration. So all these kind of things can be avoided. So there is a role of government, and for that training of PCB officers also very important, because we are not just a regulator, but our role is of a facilitator as well. So I will just give one example and then I will finish. There is one unit of Amul in Tarapur, which is just 100 kilometers from Mumbai, and they were sending their treated effluent to CETP. So the person who was just across the road, he was using fresh water for cooling tower, almost 2.5 lakhs of liters every day. So I asked him, can you use this water? He said, yes, if I can get, I will use it. And then what we did is we just permitted them to basically send this water, just putting a very small 100 to 100 meters pipeline, sending this treated water to that cooling tower plant. And the end result was what? The CETP load is reduced, then fresh water requirement is reduced, and that is a win-win situation. So these kind of things are there. So many such kind of things we are trying, basically to ensure that we don't waste anything. Whatever value we can get out of waste, we must get it. This is just a short experience I shared with you. There are so many experts. I am a practical administrator, so I try to do the things which are easily possible and doable and implementable. Thank you very much.